You run into somebody you know very well, your mom, sister, or colleague, somebody you know so well that you don't even need to give a second look to know it is he or she. But then when it turns out the person in so familiar shape was not the person you thought was. Seeing or hearing such imposters seems surprisingly common phenomenon. So much so, this is already the second episode dedicated to the theme. If you missed the first one, do check it out. Link is in the description and at the corner of the screen. At first, I started collecting these stories about imposters under the category of glitch in the matrix. But the more I read them, the more I realized it wasn't so clear-cut, as some of them definitely have more paranormal or ghost edge to them. What are these imposters? Are they ghosts tricking us? Or wraith of the people we know? Or are they glitch in the matrix as I first perceived? Most of them don't seem to be meaning to do particular good or harm to us. They just randomly appear in the form of our family and acquaintance, mimic their voice and behavior, and then disappear as they first appeared. Whatever they are and their intention may be, it is still unnerving indeed. Here are 6 allegedly true stories about encountering imposters from Korea. As always, handpicked, translated and narrated by your host, Anthony. I work at a cram school. It was midday one Saturday. I checked on the students coming in for the class at 1 p.m. Students should check in an hour before the class starts, and went to use the toilet, where I found the student just standing there. I knew she was up for the 1 p.m. class, which meant she was already late for 12 o'clock check-in. I called her by her name, let's call her A, and told she should hurry in, to which the student replied, yes. On my way back, I asked the front desk staff if A had checked in. She said no. I wondered where she could have been gone between the short distance between the toilet and the check-in desk. I also checked the library and the classroom, but there was no sign of her anywhere. So I phoned her mobile to ask wherever she was, but A replied that she had informed the class that she was going to be late that day and would come in by 1 o'clock. But that couldn't be. Hadn't we run into each other in the toilet? That was 5 minutes ago. But A denied any such and claimed she hadn't even left home yet. I'm really certain that it was A that I saw. The face, hairstyle, clothing, and the voice. I've worked here over a year by now, and I know none else who may look anyway similar to A. Who was that girl that I saw then? I just came back home from the beauty salon. I felt quite tired and collapsed on the couch in the living room, and heard Mom calling my name out from her room. I grabbed my bag straight and got out again, because Mom had gone to visit her parents in a different province. I called my mother just to make sure, and she was indeed still driving on the way to her parents. I'm too scared to go back home now. When I was young, I went to take a language course in a foreign country. A friend of mine joined, and we shared a room at a local lodging. It wasn't the busiest time of the year, and the 2-story house was empty apart from us two and the lady in charge of the house, who also helped us around. The twin bedroom had ensuite, and just outside of our door was a big electric insect trap, you know, the kind with a blue lamp, in the corridor. The country had a tropical climate, and I could hear at night the popping noises when insects were fried in the trap. One evening we were brushing teeth before bed in the ensuite together. I finished first and got out of the bathroom. From the door, I could see both of our beds, and on my bed was sitting or what looked just like me wearing my striped cardigan. The only difference was its legs could I not clearly distinguish, as if they were blurred. It was just sitting there and looked at me with a knowing smile. I was just so shocked and could not do anything much other than shutting my eyes and opening them again. And just like that, it was gone. So strange it was that I just tried to take it that I must have hallucinated or something, and just went to bed, and apparently slept soundly. Following morning, as we left for our course, my friend told me about what she saw the previous night. Remember the insect trap I mentioned earlier? Its blue light seeped into the room under the door and illuminated the room enough to make out things even when the light was out. In the middle of the night, my friend woke up and saw me sitting up on bed. She asked, "What's up?" And I didn't reply, but stood up quietly and got out of the room. She at first thought that I might be thirsty or something, but then saw that I was still in bed, sleeping. She was so stunned and could not go back to sleep all night. I asked what that thing was wearing, and my friend indeed described the striped cardigan. She also confirmed that she could not see its legs clearly. Fortunately, it didn't do us any harm and didn't appear again for the rest of our stay there. But God knows what that was and why it took the shape of me. By the way, that cardigan I still have and still hung in the wardrobe. I was home alone with my younger sister. Mom had instructed us to clean the fridge before she came back home. We barely started taking things out to throw away, but then agreed that we deserved a short nap before proceeding with the rest. My sister went into her room, and I myself occupied the sofa in the living room. While I was still asleep, Mom came back home. I didn't hear the door opening, but could sense a person moving around, and then stopping in front of the stuffs we'd taken out from the fridge in the kitchen. Still half asleep, I cringed a bit how Mom was going to berate us for not finishing the job, but I didn't move. Then I heard Mom going into her room. I was relieved now that I could go back sleeping more. After a period of silence, Mom started playing the piano. She's Catholic and occasionally enjoyed playing hymns on piano and singing along too. I also love her playing. So there, mild breeze from the open window, the sound of Mom's playing the familiar tunes. I enjoyed a peaceful moment, still half asleep. Then the playing stopped, and it was silent. After a while, Sister now got up, came up to me and asked, "Isn't Mom home?" I replied, "I think so. Didn't you hear her piano playing?" "Why?" Sister said, "Yes, I heard it too. Guess she's gone out again. She's not in her room." We just wondered why she should be out again without telling us anything. But we were stunned when Mom came back home, because she insisted that she hadn't been back earlier and been out all day since the morning. If it were just me, I would have concluded it was just a dream. But when we both heard the piano playing, would a ghost be playing a Catholic hymn? A few years ago, I was jobless. It was my daily routine then to get up late, write job applications, send them, wait any reply aimlessly, and then go to bed late, day after day. One morning I heard my sister knocking on my door on her way out to work. She didn't even come into my room, but told me from the other side of my door, "You are getting a call from the company A later today, so wait up." I simply replied, "Okay," groggily, and set the alarm a bit earlier than usual before I went back to sleep. And indeed, I got a call from the company booking me for an interview the following day. I was excited, and when my sister came back home in the evening, I told her the good news. "Just as you told me in the morning, Company A wants to see me tomorrow. How did you know?" My sister denied she said anything such. "But didn't she knock on my door that morning?" "No, she didn't, apparently." I couldn't understand it. But whatever it was, at least it told me a good news. By the way, I didn't get the job for the Company A. My family used to live in this house, which was full of little weird phenomenons. I thought only I experienced them and kept quiet. Only years later, after we moved out of the house, I finally opened up about them. And both my mom and younger brother chimed in that they experienced them too. It was just they too were not sure what they were experiencing and kept quiet not to concern other family members for 12 years. Here are just a few of things I experienced. I and my brother used to fight against each other at any given chance. Mom was busy at work and came back home well past 10 in the evening, and I and he, left alone at home, would spend the day quarreling all day long. That day we were again on against each other, giving back and forth, "It's your fault," "No way, you are wrong," "No, I'm not," "You are," "Shut up," and so on. Suddenly, a voice called out my name from the outside. It was Mom's voice. My name is a bit unique too, and it couldn't have been somebody else either. I and my brother both looked at the front door. Why was she calling me from the outside? It sounded very warm and friendly too. At the time, Mom was under lots of stress and strain and would not have had the emotional room to be so kind. I was about to go and open the front door. Perhaps finding it odd just as much as I did, my brother held me to stop, but I opened the door anyway. There was nobody. Mom came back home some 10 minutes later. We asked her if she called for my name earlier, but she didn't know what we were talking about. Both I and my brother heard it and recognized it as Mom's voice. Who was it then? One Sunday afternoon, I was surfing the internet in my room when Mom said that she was going for shopping with my brother and if I wanted anything. I asked for a bag of potato crisps and went back to the computer. Soon after, I heard the front door closing. Then I heard the television in the living room turning on. I just assumed my brother must have decided to stay home. But the TV volume got disturbingly loud. As I said, I wasn't very friendly with my brother, so I yelled out, "Hey, volume down!" The volume got only louder, and he seemed also flipping the channel constantly, clearly intending to irritate me. I got mad and screamed out, "Shut that volume down or else!" The volume got finally back down. That pain in the ass of the brother. Sometime later, I heard the front door opening. Expecting my crisps, I went out to greet Mom, and saw both Mom and brother coming back. "Mom, didn't you go out alone? Who was it then that watched TV?" Then I realized the TV was not even on. I hated waking up early, so used to wash my hair at night so that I could catch some more sleep in the morning. So that night, I was as usual washing hair, bending down over the basin. When my hair was all lathered up with foams, I heard my brother jumping around just outside the bathroom. I shouted, "Stop it! Why are you running around late at night?" But of course, it wouldn't be my brother if he did as I told him. I just grumbled and finished washing my hair. All the while, his wild footsteps were loudly ringing. As I stepped out of the bathroom, wrapping my hair up with a towel, I noticed there was nobody there. He was running up and down just a second ago. I looked around, and brother was asleep next to Mom in her room. These are just some of the experiences. Numerous wild sleep paralysis, door handle turning by itself, or weird noises were just so common that they are not even worth mentioning. Was our house haunted? Or could it have been something else? Hi, it's Anthony here, and thank you very much for your listening. Hope you enjoyed today's stories. Have you ever experienced such imposters or heard such stories from others? I wonder if this is more particular in Korea or a universal phenomenon. And if you experienced or heard such stories around you, what do you think they are? Do let me know in the comment. If you enjoyed my work, please give it a like, comment, and consider subscribing to my channel. It's free and will keep you updated when my weekly video goes up. Also, if you are a fan of weird and scary, do check out my previous episodes on the diverse themes. Until the next, have a wonderful week and take care.